In this video, I will be reviewing the one and only Mavic Mini, and definitely I ain't a drone channel, but in this video I'll be talking about whether or not it is the best budget drone for you and whether or not you should consider it if you're a complete beginner or you're more advanced. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and whether or not I actually recommend it. And everything that I just mentioned, link is in the description below, so you can check it out, so stay tuned. So pretty much the first reason why I decided to pick up the Mavic Mini is, if you don't know much about this guy, a little brief history is that DJI specifically made the drone under 250 grams, and if you can see on the box, purposely made to be 249 grams, because this was supposed to be for your hobbyist, because depending on where you live, if it's above 250, then you have to do things like, you have to get it registered, you have to be wary of like bylaws. So the whole point of this is that since it's an ultralight 249 grams, they're able to, you pretty much don't need to be a pilot or get any sorts of license for this, and you can fly this recreationally. Right? So the purpose of why I actually picked up this drone was that it was to be used for my client videos and to be used as like B-roll shots, and not so much for things like professional, you're looking at like 4K cameras. The cool thing about the Mavic Mini is that it shoots in 2.7K, so you do have an ability to like crop in if you want to. And me, I have not personally have flown a drone before, so the initial learning curve, there is a learning curve to this, but the whole purpose of why I got it is that A, it's compact, and B, it's travel friendly, and you're not especially if you're producing videos in like the digital age, this is definitely something that I would recommend. So what I like about it, super light. All right, look at this guy. Grab my phone here. It's like the size of my phone. It's like the S9. Pretty much the cons of using the DJI Mavic Mini is that it does not, hence like I already said, the pro is also a con, is that it does not shoot in 4K. So beware of that. You can't shoot full videos of this without someone being like, wait, that video is kind of grainy. The second thing is that there isn't a dedicated screen for it. Like if you have your Mavic 2 Pro, it does come with the screen. But for this guy, you actually have to set it up with its remote control here. You can use your phone as the actual screen, and the overall connectivity of it, I've not had any issues once I put it on airplane mode, because have read forums of where people have had issues of connecting their drones and not being able to connect because of like either Wi-Fi issues or GPS signals. But from my experience so far with it, I have not had any issues once I put my phone in airplane mode. And another con, especially if you have the fly more combo, big caveat if you watch this video, if there's one thing you take away, is if you have the fly more combo, be aware of the lip of the video. So what I mean by that is, excuse me while I set up my drone. So what I mean by having the lip of the video, I mean the lip of the case, is as you can see right here, if you don't properly read the sticker, because if you're anything like me, you want to just set it up and go, there's this lip here, and if your propellers aren't perpendicular, I mean if they're perpendicular instead of horizontal, one of the cons of having the Mavic Mini is that because it's so light, it is very prone to getting damaged. It's not the highest quality. You're going for super light and super affordable, right? So this is what happens, right? Landing in the grass will damage it, so I only can catch it or hand land it. And I've already gotten some little scratches and wear and tear from this guy. I did have to change the warp of this because I did have to change the propellers of this because of that exact warp or lip that I just mentioned. So this is my second pair of actual propellers, 2 months worth, and having to use that. So just be aware that it's very fragile. That's one of the cons of it, is that since it's so light and it has to go underneath the 250 par sub drone, is that you have to be aware that be very fragile. Treat it as almost like a china plate, right? You don't want to land it in grass because the grass can hurt or warp the blades. You don't want to land this on concrete or sand because it can damage it. It doesn't have legs, right? Except for these little guys here, so you want to be wary of that. So I always hand catch it. Very fragile. Another con is that there is a little bit of a steep learning curve when it comes to actually learning how to fly this drone. So if you're a complete beginner, I would suggest watching a couple of videos first, because even myself, I have not mastered the drone yet. There's things that I need to learn, like orbiting the drone, learning how to do more smooth shots. But there are a lot of beginner tips or beginner programs functions into this Mavic Mini that it's very simple, that you just press. There's like quick shots that you can do. And yeah, man, that is my overall impressions of the Mavic Mini. So my overall thoughts on having the DJI Mavic Mini, whether or not I recommend it, I don't recommend it. If you're a digital content creator like myself, and you're not too worried about like filming 4K and putting it on movies, and you just make YouTube videos, this is definitely something that I recommend you pick up. And if you're a complete beginner, be aware of that. There's no proximity crashing sensors. There's essentially only a bottom sensor, so it does not have object detection like more of the higher level drones, so be aware of that. And when you first start off, don't fly around trees, and birds are your enemies. And if you want just solid drone shots, I would much rather you have pick this up. There is the alternative. If you want 1080p footage, there's the DJI Spark, but I would much rather have you guys invest in the Mavic Mini. It's worth it, in my opinion. I will definitely be using this for client work and my own YouTube videos here and there to get drone shots, because who doesn't like drone shots, man? And link is in the description. You want to check that video out. Link is in the description if you want to check out the Mavic Mini. I recommend you get the Fly More combo, because each battery can get you around 20 minutes. I have 3 batteries, so if I wanted to fly for an hour, I could. Definitely, I recommend this for your travel vlogger, if you're really run on the gun, compact run and gun type of person, content creator, definitely pick it up. And link in the description, you want to check it out. My name is Peter. You're watching Broke Visionary Collective, where we all start with nothing, but you can always create something. And if you watch this far, what's a drone review video without me actually going to film some footage, right? So I'm just gonna go fly it in a safe space. Oh shoot. Away from everybody. I am a very big open space. And oh shoot, it is a little loud, but one of the things that I always do is I never actually fly it on the grass, because like I said, you can't get it damaged. Recommend you put it on get a helipad if you want to, but I just use the case, and yeah.
Take off.
that, guys, that was my review of the DJI Mavic Mini. Getting it to work, and like when I fly this thing, man, I am so focused. That little sequence that y'all just saw is probably me attempting to actually film and talk, but I was like, no, man, there's no way. I gotta like focus on this thing. Full disclosure, I am still not a master at flying this thing, but definitely some decent shots that I was able to pull off. You'll see it at 2.7K. Bunch of B-roll now that I'm gonna flash over this. And yeah, what I really like about it, compact, travel friendly. You do sacrifice things like not having the best video quality, really fragile, you have to take care of it like a baby. And if it's one drone that I recommend, definitely get this guy instead of the Spark. And if you're looking for drone shots that are just your content creator level or your YouTube, this is it, man. This is it.